a content creator in 2017 during my NYC youth service. I had a lot of free time and I started to create content. I did not know that you could actually earn from creating content. But alas, 5 years later, we've been able to create content, divert into the crypto space, and I've been able to make a lot of money from creating content. And I'm happy to be here. So let me just go to and today I'll be talking about content creation. And this is my outline. I'll basically just be exploring six stuffs today because I like to keep time. And the outline is: what is content writing? Who is a content writer? What does a content writer do? How to get content writing jobs and tips to becoming a successful content writer. Then I can take some questions. So this is just basically an organogram of just a content creator creating content. I have a similar setup like this happening. So I'll start with content writing. Content writing is just basically the process of writing, editing, and publishing content in a digital format. Everyone is basically a content writer from small. The academic system that we have from primary school, from nursery school, teaches us how to write, and we've been writing content one way or the other. From examinations that we do, the tests that we do. When I was in primary school, I really liked essay writing. I remember then I used to score very high in verbal aptitude. So we've always had that ability to write content from small. And obviously, many of us wrote our projects ourselves. And although for those that did not write their project themselves, all the best, many of us wrote our projects ourselves. So we have this idea of content writing, and the content can be in the form of blog posts, videos, podcast scripts, books, white papers, press releases, product category descriptions, and many more. And then we go to who is the content writer. A content writer is basically someone who produces relevant and engaging material for website. If you are a self-motivated individual with a passion for creating content like blogs, web pages, technical documents, a career as a content writer may be great for you. In my own case, I was a football lover and I love to create content around football. That was what made me to start becoming a content writer. I started to write content way back in 2014 on Blogspot. I had a Blogspot website where I just wrote things about football. I used to write poems then. So if you are someone that you have that passion for creating content writing is actually a very nice niche for you, because you can be able to create content that has your name on it and you'll be able to make good money in it. Nowadays, content creation is a critical component of most business marketing strategy. In fact, as of 2022, 70% of marketers now actively invest in content marketing. Everywhere we go is content. When you watch, I've noticed one thing of recent. Anytime I open my phone, I see Octa effects everywhere. It's someone that is writing those contents that these celebrities are using, or the script. So content marketing is very huge. You see a lot of people pay crazy amounts of money just to feature their content on popular websites or popular platforms. But it's very important that you should understand that this part is a part that you have to be dedicated and you have to know what you are doing. And this leads us to what a content writer does. Content writing can be diverse, and many organizations have different roles for content writers. One of the most important parts for a content writer is researching. Doing research is a very significant aspect of content creation. For example, when I started, I was a general writer. I wrote anything. If you give me health, I'm a microbiologist by discipline, so I could write health articles. I could write football. I could write any form of article back then. And the reason why I was able to do that was I knew that as a content creator, you have to know how to research. Because when you research, you'll be able to have more knowledge about any subject matter that you are given. And that's very important as a content writer. And one of the advantages of researching too is that it keeps you up to date. Back then, especially in an ever dynamic ecosystem like the crypto space. For example, when I started writing crypto in 2017, there was really nothing like NFTs per se. There was nothing like play to earn. But now I know a lot about play to earn and NFTs because with time, I knew that I need to research. I need to increase my knowledge in these subject matters because they are very important in the crypto ecosystem. And I know that many jobs that I'm getting now are related to play to earn, NFTs, DeFi. So as a content writer, you are able to research. The second part is planning. Planning gives you that ability to know what you want to write about. For example, they said I should write about top 10 play to earn platforms. You've done your research, you've gotten 10 of them, you've gotten Axie Infinity, you've gotten Decentraland, you've gotten all of them. The next thing is planning, like how are you going to, what's the purpose of the content? Are you writing a content that you just want to just put top 10 like a blog? When it comes to blog, what you have to do is that you have to ensure that you are going to list them, and you might look at SEO. Like for example, you can start your content. Actually, start your content by listing them out, and you plan how you want it to look like. And there are different kinds of content which I will talk about later. So based on the types of content, the planning stage enables you to know what's the purpose of the content. A brand can come and meet you and say, okay, write about the top 10 play to earn platforms. You will definitely write, you get the list, Axie Infinity and all that. But what will make that article special is that, let's say the brand is Crypto Bootcamp. What I will do is that I will highlight the 9 platforms, and then I can make Crypto Bootcamp number 1 or the last platform, and then I will talk extensively about Crypto Bootcamp. You might have checked some blog articles and you will notice that you can put top 5 platforms, but you will notice that one of those platforms out of the 5 will have more extensive research on it. That article is definitely a sponsored article or a paid article, but they've written it in a way that you won't know. You will see the normal platforms that you want, but they will highlight extensively on that platform. So if anybody comes to read that blog, you would check other platforms that exist. But because one platform was properly analyzed, you will be willing to go and check that platform. That okay, for this website to talk about this platform more, there must be something special about this platform. That is also part of content creation, and it falls under the planning part. And the next part is the writing. Writing is very important because you have to understand what the client wants, what the business wants, and the scope. I just spoke about the scope whereby a platform might need specific needs in terms of like having a top 10 list, and then you are spotlighting one platform ahead of others. And also you might have some content assignments that would need you to be tied to specific words. Like some SEO articles might say 2,000 words, 500 words, 800 words. And the next part is editing. Editing is very important because many of us, the education system that we have does not teach us how to write well. So it's very important for us to understand how editing works. Even I myself, I keep on evolving in that because I thought that I'd already reached a stage where my writing was superb till I started to work with an editor, and the editor made me to realize that okay, you need to work on this, you need to work on that, because you are likely to get foreign gigs. What I'm talking about is foreign gigs, and there's something that they call native speaker. A native speaker, those are people from the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Those are people that they call native speakers. They have a way they write, and you definitely have to learn how they write. And one way you can get that is by editing. You definitely, as a content writer, you might become an editor on a website or in an organization where you need to proofread other people's work, and it's very important that you take note of things like punctuation, grammar, and spelling. And I'll talk about Grammarly. And then I go to how to get content writing jobs. So as a content writer, because I know that that's what everyone is interested in when you saw it, the topic. The most important part to know before getting a content writing job is write. What do I mean by write? You have to start writing anyway. You can start writing on a notepad, you can start writing on your laptop or on your phone. When I started in 2017, I started writing on my phone. And the next part is gain experience. It's very important because with experience, you'll be able to increase your CV and you'll be able to show people that you actually know this and any other organization that requires a content writer services. I actually started then writing for one or two platforms to just learn. I wanted to understand how they work, and I wanted to understand the stuff that I needed to know, like how to compose my sentences, how to organize my paragraph and all that. It's very important that you gain experience from writing on websites. You can also have your own blog, and in crypto, thankfully, there are plenty of platforms in crypto that enables you to write. For example, we have a platform called publishox.com. On publishox.com, you can easily get a blog on publishox, publish articles, and then you can also earn money from writing on publishox. But the money is not much, but that's a good way for you to write and gain experience. You can also start writing online and put it on Medium. Medium is an easy way for you to publish articles and put your name on it. You can also use Substack. Substack is another platform that you can use to write articles and gain that experience. It's very important because when you are able to gain experience, you're able to build your portfolio. I've had so many instances where a couple of content creators want to start writing content, and most times they don't have portfolio. Some of them usually come to like beg me that I should give them some of my portfolio and all that. Although I used to do that before, but most times what I tell them is that building a portfolio is not difficult. All you need to do is write content, put it on any free hosting platform. We have Medium, you have Substack, you have publishox, you have so many of them online now. Even Beehive is another platform where you can put your articles, and then you are able to gain that experience and you have your portfolio that many clients ask for. The next part is finding your niche. That's very important. When I started, as I said, I was a general writer. I wrote about football, wrote all sorts of things. But eventually, I just had to niche down. And some people have asked me that why did I move into crypto? The reason why I moved into crypto was more or less like there's money in crypto. That's the truth. And I realized that, okay, if I'm going to be in an ecosystem where there's money, it's better for me to learn how to like write to cater to this ecosystem. And at that time in 2017, the crypto space was filled with many people that needed information, even till now. Although now we're having a lot of information-based platforms. We have Binance Academy, Coinbase Academy, CoinMarketCap, and all that. But still, the crypto space is still relatively young, and there's a lot of opportunities in content creation in the crypto space. And I looked at it that when I started, I was just writing all sorts of stuff. But eventually, I started to niche down. And when you say niche down, it means that you have to choose a particular aspect that you specialize in. I remember then when I used to research on Google, because I'm someone that I love to go on Google to learn what's happening. I always saw them, they would say niche down, niche down, niche down. I never really understood, because I felt that the easiest way to make money is to write all sorts of articles. If it's football, if it's that, if it's that. But eventually I understood the meaning of niching down. When you niche down, it makes you much more attractive to clients, and you are able to like generate more than you would normally get. For example, you can decide to be a copywriter. A copywriter are people that write sales copy for platforms. A copywriter needs to be able to tell stories, and a copywriter needs to be able to convince people to either purchase a product or use the platform. Most times when you see all these ads online, the scripts are being written by copywriters. You can also enter into PR writing. That's where you write press releases. You can also do, if you're someone that likes to explain, you know how to explain things, then technical writing might be your niche, because in technical writing, you are explaining complex concepts and you're breaking down it for people. And also you can decide to be an ebook writer, where that's for people that know how to write long form articles of 10,000 words, 5,000 words. my strengths were not really writing ebooks, because I never really enjoyed writing long form of articles, and because it was time consuming and I felt that the remuneration was not worth it at that time. But now I've taken up some ebook writing gigs, and they can also be profitable, especially if you're writing it for an organization that needs it, or that really needs it for what they do. So there are different niches in the content writing space. You can also be a blog writer. I started out as a blog writer where I was writing crypto news for different platforms like BTC Manager. I wrote for Cryptonomics. I wrote for FS Crypto News. So many platforms that I wrote news articles for. I also wrote for Light Blogs News and all that. So because blog articles were easy for me, because number one, the requirements were not too much, and I love writing about news, because in the crypto space, news is about speed and execution. When something happens in the crypto space, let's say CZ and SBF are fighting, news articles really appeal to me, because all I just need to do is I can just quickly craft a headline and say trouble in paradise, Binance and FTX at loggerheads with each other. I'll just quickly write the introduction, which is what?
We can't hear you anymore here. Yes.
Okay, so where did I? Okay, I think I was talking about niche, right? So with regards niche writing, it can be news and it can be any form of writing. You can be a PR writer, you can be a technical writer, you can be an ebook writer. And another important part is have a presence on social media. It's very important. I see many crypto content creators, they don't really have presence. Fine, in the tech space, it's possible for you to get jobs without having that presence. But I've gotten a lot of gigs based on my LinkedIn profile or my Twitter profile. I actually maintain active handles on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and on Instagram. And the reason why I did that was that I realized initially that many people, I might be a good content creator, but if people don't know you, or if people don't see your work, no one is going to recommend you, and that's the truth. So I decided about 2 years ago to focus on building my LinkedIn profile. I even got a professional person to help me optimize my LinkedIn to ensure that my LinkedIn comes out on search and all that. And the reason is that the more people see your work, the more they are likely to trust you. And the easiest way to trust somebody in the digital space, apart from word of mouth, is when you're able to see evidence of what you have done. So it's very important that you have a presence on social media. Thankfully, platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter even make it easy. On LinkedIn, you can even create a newsletter. I have a newsletter on LinkedIn called the Cryptoverse, where I write about crypto and what happens in the crypto space every week. And on Twitter, I regularly create threads. So those are things that you can do. You can actually register on LinkedIn. I know many people who are on LinkedIn, but their LinkedIn accounts are dead. It's very important that you reactivate your LinkedIn account. You are posting from time to time. LinkedIn can even serve as your portfolio. Some people don't even have websites that they publish. All they do is that they publish on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn serves as your portfolio. When clients want to see your work, you can send them a link to what you have posted on LinkedIn. And Twitter, obviously. Twitter and LinkedIn are two places in which I've been able to get gigs. And the next step is to find work. One way to find work easily is by joining a job board. Many of us know Upwork and Fiverr. I actually started on Upwork, and I also did a bit of Fiverr, but I got most of my success on Upwork because I'm someone that I know how to craft good cover letters. And on Upwork, you craft cover letters. Fiverr, you just create a gig. Upwork is more or less like you are applying for a job, while Fiverr is like a marketplace where people just check your profile and see whether you fit the job description that you are looking for. So you can actually create gigs on Upwork, you can create gigs on Fiverr to get jobs in crypto, and you can also create LinkedIn job alerts. For example, LinkedIn has a very active job place where you can create the kind of job alerts that you want and you apply. Another way that has worked for me is applying directly to Web3 platforms. Many people ask that, how does that work? What you do is that when you see a platform on Twitter or you see a crypto platform online, you can go to their website and check their career page. Most good platforms or good projects have a career page. And when you go to their career page, you can actually apply for jobs that they have there. That way is even easier because when you apply there and they need a content creator, they will definitely respond to you quicker. Another thing that I also do is that I apply for content writing gigs directly to owners of projects, and that's very easy on Twitter. On Twitter is like the number one social media for crypto in terms of information compared to Discord. On Twitter, you can see all these founders, you can see people that are willing to, that are ready to, that are looking for content creators, and you can easily apply to them directly. And also, you can also join a Web3 job alert bot like Crypto Job List. I've applied for content creation jobs on Crypto Job List and Crypto.jobs. Those are like good ways where you can apply. If you apply on Crypto Job List, you get a lot of Web3 jobs on Crypto Job List. There are different kinds of content creation jobs. There's some copywriting, PR writing. And one of the things I like about Web3 jobs is that most of them are remote. And I'm someone that always likes to do a lot of calculation when it comes to creating content. I remember when I started creating content, I was writing for a lot of local clients that were outsourcing jobs to me at that time. And then the earning capability, I started when I was writing crypto, I was earning about less than $100 a month then. That was about 50. I think dollar was about 300 naira to a dollar then, or 200 and something. So I was earning about 30,000 naira a month. I got to learn how to write crypto content better, and I started earning about 100,000 naira a month then. And with time, I started to apply for better crypto jobs, because at the end of the day, the best way to earn money in crypto is either to work for foreign clients, or you work for a top Web3 agency in Nigeria. Like, for example, I know of those that work in Binance, they earn a lot of money. You can work for different exchanges. But me, I always had that background as a freelancer. And I knew that the best way for me to earn as a content creator that would make me be able to do things was chasing foreign clients. And I opened Upwork, I opened Fiverr. And then on Upwork, I made about $2,000 within the space of a year on Upwork. But you know, Upwork, the jobs were not stable, and I always got tired of constantly applying for jobs. And then I started to read more. That was what made me to understand that the best way to get jobs was by applying directly to Web3 platforms. When I started to do that, and I started to get the gigs due to my portfolio, I was able to earn more than that. There was a gig I did as a content creator, because I know many people say in crypto, when it comes to crypto, the attractive part of crypto is trading. Some people will tell you yield farming and all that. Maybe you buy an NFT, you get lucky. But I believe that in crypto space, content creation is very, very attractive, because number one, you are able to get long-lasting gigs. When it comes to trading, you have a lot of stuff that mess with your psyche. For example, I bought a coin about 3 weeks ago. I spent $1,000 on the coin, and now the coin is worth $100, and that just happened within the space of 2 weeks, where I bought the coin for $1,000 and it's worth $100 now. So, well, I could easily have panicked and all that, but due to the fact that I know that I have constant gigs as a content creator, I feel more relaxed, because I know that I can wait longer compared to just trading or all that. So if you are a content creator in crypto and you're able to follow the steps, you write, you gain experience, you find your niche, you have a presence on social media, and you're able to leverage job boards, you will definitely thrive in Web3 and as a content creator. And then I go to tips to becoming a successful content writer. The most important tip, because you can do all the steps that I mentioned in the last slide, and when you get the job, you might end up not doing it properly. So the most important part first is ability to write well-researched content is very important. I've gotten a lot of freelancers that I give content, and I'm someone that if I give you content, I will give a sample with examples of exactly what I want. Like, I believe in giving people a hands-on approach where I would have written all the steps. By the end of the day, they return back contents that are not well researched. Like, many people don't even take that effort to write well researched content, and that can be a turn off, because when it comes to being a content creator, the most important thing that you have is your reputation, and you have to have that reputation of being someone that creates quality. Because even if you are not able to get the content gigs from foreign clients, or you are not working for a tech firm, let's say you are working for someone that is outsourcing content to you, it's very important that you are able to give the person a well-researched content, because that would make the person trust you, one, and also ensure that the person can think of increasing the amount that they are paying you. Because that was what I constantly did when I started. I ensured that I made my research and I kept on churning out great content for the clients. Even the first person that I worked with as a content creator, I'm still close to the person. I still ask the person for tips and all that on how to run a website. The second part is learn to use Grammarly, plagiarism, and proofreading tools. It's very important. When you are writing, when you become a content writer, many people just think content writing is just writing content just for the fun of it. It's very important that you know the latest things that is happening in the content creation space beyond just crypto. One way is use Grammarly. Grammarly is free to use. If you can't get the premium, the free version would help you ensure that you're able to write well, remove little errors like comma, full stop errors. And plagiarism is very important as a content creator to have to know how to use plagiarism checkers, because I once gave someone a content to write and the person just copied and pasted for me. I was like, wow, because I'm sure he did not expect that I would use a plagiarism checker. But it's very important because you have to ensure that you're able to write as unique content as possible. And many people don't know how to write unique content. People just believe that what you just need to do is just write content and just leave it like that. No, you should not write word for word. You should be able to take a content and use the idea. Ideas is what you use to create content. For example, I want to write about top 10 play-to-earn platforms, and I've gone on popular platforms and I've seen the way they wrote it. What I have to do is to write it in my own words. The introduction can be different. Like me, I'm someone that when I want to introduce my content, I like to generalize in the beginning. I can start that, okay, the cryptocurrency space is one of the fastest growing spaces in the world, with new innovations coming up every day. Play to earn is one of the innovations that has come up in the past 2 years and has enabled many people to make money from playing popular games. Are you new to the crypto space and you want to know about play to earn? This article gives you all the guide that you need in your play to earn journey. And then I start to highlight the top 10 play to earn platforms. So it's very important that you are able to have your own idea before creating the content. And using tools like Grammarly, Hemingway editor. I really hate Hemingway editor, but it's a very nice editor. What Hemingway does is that it helps you to know the amount of words that you are putting. It's like a corrector, an editor that helps you remove things like passive words. It helps to structure your content. In terms of readability, the longer the content, the less likely people will read to the end. But with Hemingway editor, it helps you to show the problems that you have, where you need to shorten your sentences, and it gives you like a score of how complex your article is. It's very, very important that you understand how to use Hemingway editor. Practice flexibility and adaptability. It's very important that you are exposed to different forms of content creation. I worked with an organization, and when I was applying for that job, I did it on purpose. I wanted to learn how to write social media content in crypto. I had ideas about writing news. I had ideas about writing PR. I wanted to have the idea of writing stories because I did not really have that background of writing stories. And I had to adapt because the more adaptable you are, the longer you will last in this space. You can enter an organization now as a news writer, and all of a sudden, due to your adaptability, you become an editor. And from an editor, you can become the head of marketing. Why? Because you can create content that brings in leads. So it's very important that as a content creator in Web3, you are flexible and you can adapt. Another important point is learn about SEO. Everyone knows about SEO. We all hear SEO. But you have to know how SEO works. SEO means search engine optimization. Most of the content that you see on Google are optimized for search. For example, when you see some platforms that are at the top, one of the reasons why they are at the top is that when you search for keywords like how to buy crypto, you see some platforms that will be at the top. There are different reasons. Some of them is that they have strong domain authority. Some of them, but the most important part is that the people that wrote those contents understand how SEO works, how to use keywords, and the right way to use keywords, how to use header 1, how to use header 2, how to capitalize your headers. Those are important things that you need to know as a content creator, because when you work for, especially when you work for blogs and websites, they are always particular about SEO. Some content platforms, they will give you their guide, but some platforms that don't have guide, it's up to you to ensure that you understand how SEO works. Another important part is become focused and committed to your work. Most of the gigs in the crypto space are remote, and Nigerians have a very, very, sorry to generalize, but many Nigerians have a bad attitude towards work, especially when it's remote. You have to be focused. It can be crazy at times. Like at a point 2 years ago, I did not even have social life because I needed to be committed to what I do. I needed to meet deadlines because your clients will pay you based on your ability to meet deadlines. I had to be focused, I had to be committed, and it has eventually paid dividends for me. Sometimes when I tell people that I do content creation and they're always like, okay, how much do you make? I tell them the amount that, okay, I make this, I make that. They will always say, show me the way, the normal Nigerian way, that show me the way. But the question I used to ask them is that, are you sure that you are committed? Are you going to have the commitment to succeed in this space? Because for you to earn $500 as a content creator, you have to put in the work. Then you now reach the stage of earning $1,000, you have to put in the work. Not to talk of the stage of earning $2,000, $3,000. At a point last year, I was checking the amount of content that I had created, and I was like, wow, there are even many press releases that you see on bitcoin.com. There are some press releases that you see on BTC Manager, on Cointelegraph. There are ghost written contents that I actually created, but many people don't know. So it's very important as a content creator that you are focused and committed to what you do. And the last part, which is very important, is invest in your craft. That's one thing I've seen that affects many content creators. You have written good content, you have a good portfolio, and you started making some money, yet you have not changed your laptop that the battery is bad. You keep on giving your clients different excuses. My battery is bad, this, that. It's very important that you invest in your craft. When I started content creation in the crypto space, the first set of money that I made, I used it to buy a generator. The second set of money that I made, I used it to change my laptop. Every money that I was making, I was investing it. I made another money. I saw that as a content creator, I sit down all the time. I invested in an expensive chair that would make me write content all day without getting tired. I thought of it. I checked on YouTube one day and I saw that having 2 monitors increases your productivity as a content creator. I got 2 computer screens, 2 monitors. I got a keyboard to ensure that I'm able to be productive. So it's not just about you saying that you're a content creator. You have to be able to invest in your craft. Now that I have reached this stage that I have, I do Grammarly Premium package because it's very important for me. I pay money for premium plagiarism checkers. It's very important for me. I pay money for courses. It's very important because the more you invest in your craft, the better you become. So those are just the tips that I have in becoming a successful content writer.